Protein plays a critical and often underestimated role in brain function and focus. While carbohydrates are commonly recognized as the brain's primary fuel, proteins provide the building blocks for the chemical messengers, neurotransmitters, that regulate mood, concentration, memory, and motivation. Every thought, emotion, and cognitive process depends on these microscopic signaling molecules, and their efficiency is directly influenced by amino acid availability. When dietary protein is sufficient and varied, the brain receives the raw materials it needs to synthesize dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine, and other essential neurotransmitters. These substances control alertness, mood balance, creativity, and learning. For instance, tyrosine and phenylalanine from eggs, chicken, and soybeans help produce dopamine and norepinephrine, which enhance attention and motivation, while tryptophan from salmon, eggs, and lentils support serotonin, promoting calmness, emotional stability, and restful sleep. Without a steady supply of these amino acids, mental performance may decline, leading to fatigue, irritability, and difficulty concentrating even if calorie intake seems adequate. A diet that includes diverse protein sources is one of the most practical ways to support sustained brain power. Animal-based proteins like eggs, salmon, and chicken provide complete amino acid profiles and nutrients such as vitamin B12, choline, and omega-3 fatty acids, all vital for neural communication and memory retention. Choline from eggs, for example, forms acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter essential for learning and focus, while omega-3 fats from salmon maintain flexible cell membranes, allowing faster electrical signaling between neurons. On the plant side, foods like soybeans, quinoa, and lentils contribute not only protein but also complex carbohydrates and polyphenol that supply slow, steady energy to the brain while reducing oxidative stress. Walnuts, though not a protein powerhouse, deserve special attention for their alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 and antioxidant compounds, which protect brain cells from inflammation and age-related decline. When these foods are combined thoughtfully, for example, pairing lentils with eggs or adding walnuts to a salmon salad, they create a nutritional synergy that fuels both short-term concentration and long-term cognitive health. A positive and realistic approach to brain-supportive protein eating doesn't mean perfection or expensive superfoods. It's about balance, timing, and variety. The brain functions best when amino acids enter the bloodstream gradually throughout the day, not in one large serving. This means spreading protein intake evenly across breakfast, lunch, and dinner rather than eating most of it at night. A morning meal with eggs or yogurt provides early neurotransmitter support, stabilizing focus through the first half of the day. A lunch with chicken and quinoa keeps energy steady without post-meal sluggishness, and a dinner with salmon, tofu, or lentils supports overnight repair and the synthesis of brain-protective compounds. Regularity is important because the brain cannot store amino acids. It depends on a continuous flow from food to sustain its signaling pathways. Skipping meals or relying heavily on processed snacks can lead to imbalances in neurotransmitter production, triggering brain fog, irritability, or mood swings that hinder focus and decision-making. There is a warning to consider when increasing protein for brain health. More is not necessarily better. Excessive protein, especially when consumed without enough carbohydrates, can reduce serotonin synthesis, leading to tension, restlessness, or poor sleep. The brain requires glucose as its primary fuel, and carbohydrates help transport tryptophan, the amino acid precursor to serotonin, into the brain. A low-carb, high-protein diet may therefore boost alertness temporarily, but can impair calmness and emotional balance over time. A better approach is moderate protein paired with complex carbohydrates such as vegetables, whole grains, or legumes to support both energy and mood stability. Another warning is to avoid relying solely on supplements or protein powders for cognitive support. Whole foods contain not just amino acids but also antioxidants, minerals like zinc and magnesium, and B vitamins that are indispensable for brain metabolism. Overuse of processed protein can crowd out nutrient diversity and place unnecessary strain on digestion and the kidneys if hydration is inadequate. For those looking to optimize brain focus through nutrition, it's helpful to build meals with both immediate and long-term benefits in mind. An egg and spinach breakfast provides tyrosine and iron for morning alertness. A lunch of grilled chicken with quinoa and vegetables supports afternoon productivity while replenishing glycogen stores. A dinner of baked salmon with lentils or tofu aids recovery, enhances memory formation, and maintains stable neurotransmitter activity overnight. Snacks can also be strategically used. A handful of walnuts or edamame can prevent dips in blood sugar and support sustained concentration during mentally demanding tasks. Adding foods rich in antioxidants like berries, leafy greens, and herbs further enhances this pattern by protecting neurons from oxidative stress, which accumulates during intense cognitive activity or stress exposure. Hydration and lifestyle habits also shape how effectively protein supports the brain. Amino acids require adequate water to circulate efficiently, and dehydration can blunt cognitive performance even before hunger is noticeable. Drinking water or herbal tea between meals helps maintain clarity, while consistent sleep ensures neurotransmitter systems reset and regenerate overnight. Caffeine can be used to enhance focus, but it should be paired with protein-rich snacks or meals to prevent sudden energy crashes. Overuse of caffeine or sugar-based energy drinks without sufficient protein can spike and then rapidly drop dopamine levels, leading to fatigue and mental confusion later in the day. To strengthen this nutritional foundation, try combining animal and plant proteins across the week. Mixing lentils, tofu, or quinoa with eggs or fish expands your amino acid range and supports gut bacteria that also influence mental health through their connection to serotonin production. The gut and brain communicate constantly, and a diverse microbiome helps regulate mood and concentration just as much as direct nutrient intake. Fermented protein sources like yogurt, tempeh, or miso add another layer of benefit by supplying probiotics that support this gut-brain connection. A sustainable, brain-focused diet is not a temporary routine but a lifelong practice of nourishing your neural network with balance and awareness. Each meal is an opportunity to build sharper memory, steadier focus, and emotional resilience. The positive effect of protein is subtle but accumulative. Consistent intake from natural sources shapes the brain's chemistry over time, making it more adaptable and resilient to stress. The combination of amino acids, omega-3s, antioxidants, and hydration forms the foundation for mental endurance, creativity, and clarity. By treating food not just as fuel but as a tool for cognitive maintenance, you build a daily pattern that keeps your brain alert, calm, and focused. The most effective nutrition plan for focus is not built on extreme rules or expensive supplements, but on regular, moderate meals that honor the body's need for both protein and balance, a simple but profound way to feed the mind as well as the body.